Hello there, madam. Can I interest you in some needles, some ribbon, a pocket watch, a straight razor for your husband, some fabric, anything? Uh, a cure-all for your aches and pains. Unfortunately, I don't have any hair tonic that will grow hair. Hey there, guys. This is Andy Bennett with the CSS News Civil War Interpretive Center, and today I'm talking about something that's really interesting to me: the pack peddler. Our communities in the past were stitched together by these lowly gentlemen traveling many a thousand a mile, wearing out a lot of shoe leather to go door to door, farm to farm, selling goods. Anything that would fit in their pack. Sewing notions, buttons, ribbon, needles, threads, scissors, straight razors, pocket knives, books, anything that fit in their pack, they would try to sell. All right? Traveling door to door, they were looked upon by poorer families as a great source of entertainment. They brought news. They had to be good with people, so they had to tell jokes and tell stories. So they brought in outside information and knowledge. They also were willing to trade. You didn't have to have hard currency to do business with them. They're willing to trade pickles, jams, and jellies in exchange for goods. They could take those pickles, jams, and jellies and go to town, into grocers and dry goods stores, and trade those goods for cash or other goods to put into their pack. These gentlemen who traveled around were mainly immigrants. Early 19th century, they were Germans. In the mid-19th century, they become Eastern Europeans, particularly Jewish people, Jewish gentlemen traveling around. And in the later 19th century, they became Greek and Syrians, pretty much dominated the pack peddler trade. So entry-level job for immigrants. Sometimes they would work their way up from the pack to the wagon, where they could become tin peddlers. An integral part of 19th century farms was tinware, whether it be a wash basin, pie pans, cooking pots made of tin, even toys for the kids. So they would trade the tinware for rag, which they would take back to cities, and that would be made into paper. They also, in the larger wagons, could carry anything a dry goods store could carry: brooms, chairs, butter churns, even stoves. So they were traveling dry good merchants. These people being immigrants, them being traveling usually alone, made them targets for racist attacks. Targets because they carried cash on them and were alone, made them targets for robbery. There were people who despised the pack peddler. Plantation owners in particular did not like pack peddlers. One of the reasons is your pack peddler will do business with you as long as you got money or trade goods. They did not care whether you're white, black, Native American, whether you're free or enslaved. So they were seen as a dangerous outside influence on the plantation. They brought news from the outside world, outside knowledge, and they also could spread messages easily. They could take a message from one plantation to the other with no second guess because they are white. So they formed a link within our enslaved communities. So they were targeted for robbery, targeted for racist attack, and looked down upon for their open business dealings. But all of them main goal was to establish a clientele over an area through honest business dealings, and eventually get a dry goods store or shop in a town. Then they would continue to support their pack peddling ways. They would have their younger brothers, cousins, nephews. They would send them out with the pack into new territory to find out and go out there and sell goods where maybe they could help them establish a store in another community. This is one of the reasons we are lucky in America. We have a diverse community spread over rural lands, particularly in North Carolina, where we have pockets of Jewish community, Greek, and even Middle Eastern blendings in the 19th century. It is particular struggle for those men of faith. It is hard to honor the Sabbath and eat kosher, traveling around from place to place and honoring the Sabbath. The same thing respecting their Islamic traditions for those Middle Easterners in the later 19th century, having just proper food, to eat was a struggle, and finding somewhere place to sleep for the night, being safe and secure. I hope you've learned something from this video. I hope you'll never look upon the lowly door-to-door salesman quite the same way again. Thank you for joining me for this video. As always, check out my videos at CSS News Civil War Interpretive Center on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.